If a man has a choice between being physically stimulated or mentally, I will tell you this: men want baseline intelligence. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They will choose the physical stimulation. I'm just telling you, it's not even close. It's not even remotely in the same ballpark. They will choose the physical stimulation. First thing up, and I have to issue some caveats here, or I should. I'm not going to. I don't like gimmickry. You all know where we line up here as far as, there's the red pill movement and there's the feminism movement, there's the covert feminism movement, there's the black pill movement. I do believe that men and women complement each other. I do believe that feminism has destroyed relational dynamics, relationship dynamics, whatever you want to say, that could be beyond repair unless women start policing their own. And by that, I mean, you have to identify what it is that you actually want and then create a roadmap, chart a course to get there. Women have been going the wrong way if they're looking for men who want to get married, if they're looking to have a traditional relationship with a husband, with children, right? You can't have it all. You do have to make a choice. It's one of the biggest lies you've ever been told. And I think, hey, as a society, who do we edify? Mm-hmm. People who are striving to become wives, mothers, considering that we are below birth rate, replacement rate for our birth rates, or boss babes. Okay. That being said, the trad wife TikTok trend irritates some people for the same reasons, no, maybe different reasons than it irritates me, but let's watch. A prairie dress?
Come on.
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our master.
I think this may be a Psy-Op.
Can you imagine me, the wife of that boorish?
I think none of them are poor.
Madame Gaston, can't you just see it?
Stay-at-home mum. My husband's at work providing for our family. I have some sourdough fermenting on the bench, a baby, an apron, a cute dress.
Okay.
What else could you want?
A lot. Now, because most trad wives, traditional wives, they're not putting it on TikTok. They're not broadcasting it, right? That's the problem with social media is you see a facade. And these people, it's almost like they are portraying the gimmick of what they think a traditional wife is to be. Like you can see very expensive, for example, decorations, appliances to look like, barnhouse chic. There's nothing wrong with sourdough. There's nothing wrong. I think that is great. I also don't think that a lot of these people are genuine trad wives because it's a gimmick.
Yeah, you can wear jeans.
Sure. Yeah.
It's totally fine.
You can
dresses pants or shorts or
whatever.
Right. So the problem is that gives ammo to people. And by the way, this next creator, Emily Wilson, we've featured her before. I agree with her on a lot. She has a lot of good things to say. I think we've communicated too a couple of times about perhaps having her on the show. So this is not a slight to her at all. But her response that you're about to watch, I understand why. However, those people are gimmicks. It's silly. And this response is incorrect on many levels.
I'm sorry, I hate to call out my own party, but the young girls on the right promoting this like trad wife bullshit. I just want to make sourdough for my husband. That's great. I'm all for it. I promote traditional values. I understand. I have been working since I was very young. I don't really plan on stopping working. I suggest you find a hobby
That's not traditional
that
values,
makes you money.
That's
like
not
you guys,
work.
guess what? Guess what, baby girl? That lifestyle working out, a man, a provider, you just get to sit at home, bake bread every day. Slim to none.
Pause.
I would say none.
Pause. Okay, first off, it's not traditional values to say that I plan on working for a very long time. Okay, if you want a man who adheres to traditional values, he doesn't want that. You can scream till you're blue in the face. He does not want that. It doesn't matter to him. He wants someone who is going to be in a supportive role. Because I'm just going to tell you this. If both people work, someone else is raising your kids. That's it.
Yep.
It's that simple. Let me ask you this. How often do you discuss life, future, values, God, theology with the babysitter? How often do you discuss it with your wife? Okay? The babysitter, the nanny is going to be raising your kids. So I'm just letting you know what those traditional men want. Not the gimmick of TikTok, but that is what they want. As far as slim to none, hold on, may come as a surprise to a lot of women out there. It was actually the most likely scenario up until 1960. And women didn't see it as being trapped by a man. They saw it as finding happiness in a family. Continue.
that that's going to work out for you or quite literally anyone you know. You're actually setting yourself up for failure because it could not be easier, if that's what you're going to pursue, to be trapped by a man. Okay? Also, let's bring some other things to the table besides sourdough.
Pause. Could not be easier, if that's what you're into, than to be trapped by a boss. Continue.
Well, I also wanted to say,
Yeah.
She said, not just sourdough, you can bring other things to the table, and I agree, like rye,
Pumpernickel.
pumpernickel. Yeah, there's other breads.
Yes,
Yeah,
there are other
pretzel
breads.
bread, you
Yes.
know, wheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's...
You could do like a peach cobbler.
Eventually, the guy's gonna be like, "I love my wife, but this freaking sourdough,
sourdough.
every day with the
Why the sourdough?
And
Oh, it's because it's one of the easiest
what
ones.
am I, a San Francisco deli?
Yeah, exactly. And I did the same thing. I was a kefir farmer for a while because yogurt was too difficult.
I don't know what kefir is.
It's
but
like
I don't
drinkable
wanna-
yogurt. It's easy.
Okay.
You just put the culture into a jar, you pour milk over it, and then it's very sour. Let's continue.
Okay.
Guys want to be mentally stimulated.
No.
As well as physical. Okay? But I'm just like, please, you guys are too young to be promoting this. And also, by the way, it's cringe. You guys are cringe, okay?
I agree it's cringe. Now, look. I'm going to upset some people.
Should we do that in Rumble Premium?
If a man has a choice, if a man has a choice between being, physically stimulated or mentally, I will tell you this: men want baseline intelligence. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They will choose the physical stimulation. I'm just telling you, it's not even close. It's not even remotely in the same ballpark. They will choose the physical stimulation. If they could choose, by the way, being married to someone for, let's say, 30, 40 years, and someone has become a member of Mensa, or someone has double PhDs, or someone who still fits in their wedding dress, guess what? It's not even close. It's a walk-off. I'm just letting you know, men, when they look at, they don't want someone dumb, just to be clear. But that is not their primary interest in a woman. Maybe it is for you as a woman. In a man, I'm telling you, for most men, it's not. And for the men who are looking to settle down with a family, nurturing, loving, pleasant, peaceful. And yep, wise man once said this. Won't tell you who it is. Pretty sure you can guess. Said, assuming you share the same values, all right? If she's pleasant to be around, she makes you feel at ease, safe, and the sex is good, it'll probably be good. It'll probably be fine. It's tough to argue with that, God.
Straining my brain at work all day. The first thing I want to do when I get home is play mind games.
Yes,
Let's do it.
exactly.
Let's argue when I get home.
Yeah, exactly. But think about this.
100% true. The bar is just low on that. Like I want somebody who maybe keeps up with what's going on in the world a little bit, and somebody who can carry a conversation, is not completely disconnected, not a dumb person. But when you look at that bar, that's pretty low for most guys. They don't want necessarily somebody who's got PhDs, like you said. It's not a bad thing if everything else is great. Like that's fine.
Right.
That's not the thing that you look for as a guy, like she's saying.
No, and the problem is you do have to choose. Do you want to choose? Because you have to put a lot of work into being intellectually stimulating, typically speaking. Or do you want to choose to work on the skill sets that men value? And by the way, I hope your wife's an actual nurse, okay? Your wife is very bright. Matter of fact, sometimes I wonder, yeah.
She's pretty smart. She's
First, when I saw the helmet in the bedroom, I thought it was to protect the headboard. Then I realized the leather helmet was for Gerald. She thought...
You guys are speaking for every man here, and I don't appreciate it, because some of us like BJs and flashcards.
Yeah.
All right? Sometimes I like to come home, do my divisional tables.
Still?
What's the square root of 82? No, I don't know. My brain, the blood flow is... Your lady's a nurse.
Yes.
My lady speaks 3 languages and did go to. She's a certified. I won't go, but in the medical field.
Yeah.
But I will say this:
stay-at-home mom.
She speaks 3 languages. There's a language barrier sometimes because English is a 3rd language. You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
So sometimes there are things that I have to explain. Guess what? That is not a barrier at all. Now it's not an intellectual barrier, but in practice it ends up being the same thing. You go, oh, that's right. One point she said we were. And to me, it's cute. I love it. We were watching a film where this guy was dying. It was a thriller, and he goes, "Well, I always said I wanted to die with my boots on." She goes, why is he talking about shoes? I said, what? She goes, I don't know. Why is he talking about what he right there? He could put a bandage on it. You could get. I said, no, it's an expression. She's like, why don't you Americans say what you mean? That makes no sense. I'm like, okay, and that's part of the differences.
That is, to be fair, that is pretty intellectually stimulating. These conversations that you're having every night.
It is, and forget it. If I watch a movie and a guy has a Scottish accent, even with the subtitles, I'm not watching it. I'm explaining it. Yesterday, she asked me.
When did you come across that?
We were watching Rushmore. Rushmore, one of my second favorite movie of all time. And she goes, pause. What is a dotty wee skid mark? I'm like, this one's even hard for us. Piss off, you dotty wee skid mark. You know, at the point, that's not that important. Pleasant, loving, nurturing, feel emotionally safe. I'm sorry, we gotta stop selling women the lie. They're trying to tell young women how to make themselves valuable by being the things that they want to see in men. And you know what? It can end up being masculine energy. The trad wife thing, gimmick. It's silly. I think a lot of them are frauds. But a lot of that advice is wrong. People say, well, you're too young for this. Do you mean during your childbearing years? Look, once you get past 30, not everyone can afford the best doctors and to go through the IVF route and be a boss babe. Like, you do have a choice to make.
There is also a difference between promoting something and pushing something and just doing it.
Right.
Just because you post yourself, whether it's a gimmick or not, you post yourself doing traditional wife things, doesn't mean you're like, every woman needs to be like this.
Exactly.
But that's how she says. That's how she sees it. She goes, "Oh, you're too young to be pushing this stuff."
They're going to be trapped by a man.
Maybe they're just posting about their lives.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Kind of like how you do with your podcast.
You mean you can leave him and take half of his stuff? That's a real trap.
That does seem like a trap, doesn't it?
Hold on.
And they're more likely to do it if they're intellectually stimulated.
Don't you dare say a man is trapped by a woman because she had your kids.
No, don't ever say that.
I would never say that,
Especially
honestly,
not even if she emptied out the rubber in a trash can like they did with the Raiders tour bus, or whatever it's called, sports bus.
To the N-words.
Sports bus.
Jeez, Gerald. All right. Look, you guys can comment below. Hey, if you liked this video, you can comment or hit like. And you know what? Because you and I were a lot alike. Probably like dogs. I like dogs. If you like cats, I don't want you here. I'm not making videos for cat people. I told you, if you're a cat, I don't want you here. I'm not doing it. Not doing it for cat people. Dog person, click there. Cat person,